Hey, what's going on everybody? I'm Tim with BleepinJeep.com. Today's video I'm going to be explaining the difference between a low pinion versus high pinion differential and how to identify them. It's pretty simple. If you were standing at the side of the vehicle looking at your differential, inside you would have a ring gear. It looks like this. And for this reference we'll be talking about front axles, and this will be vehicle forward. And on this ring gear you have a whole bunch of teeth cut into it like so, all the way around. And where your pinion gear, which is, if the Sharpie was your drive line coming in to your ring gear, right here you'd have a pinion gear where that in the same plane as your drive line. And where that pinion gear connects, with a bunch of gears cut into it, is what makes this a high pinion or a low pinion. And this example here would be a high pinion, HP, because your driveline angle, which connects to your pinion gear, is high on the ring gear, so it's a high pinion. A low pinion, you probably guessed it, will be the opposite, where you have your ring gear and your driveline will come in like the Sharpie is right now, and your pinion gear will connect to the bottom of your ring gear. That is a low pinion. And that's how you can identify if it's a high pinion or low pinion axle. And simply, if your driveline connects to the differential housing above the halfway plane, it's a high pinion. If it connects to the differential housing below the halfway line, it's a low pinion. That's it. Nothing more to it than that. Now, some of the advantages of a high pinion would be ground clearance to your driveline, as well as better driveline angle to your transfer case. With a low pinion, your driveline is lower to the ground, so ground clearance may be an issue for your yoke if you're bumping it on rocks a lot. But also, if you were to lift your vehicle at all, your driveline angle is going to become much steeper, which can cause a lot of vibration and unnecessary forces on your driveline. Whereas if you have a high pinion and you lift your vehicle, that driveline angle doesn't become nearly as dramatic. Also, just inherently in the design of a high pinion, the gear sets tend to be stronger than a low pinion. One other thing with this setup is, in a low pinion front axle, when you apply pressure to the ring gear as if you were in four-wheel drive and driving, it likes to push the pinion gear away from the ring gear, which can put unnecessary load on your driveline. Whereas a high pinion does the exact opposite. It will actually try to pull your pinion gear deeper into the ring gear, but it can't go that far because that's how it's designed. And what that does is it actually just causes it to bite harder in drive. And so that is just some of the advantages of a high pinion versus a low pinion and how to identify them. Very simple, nothing more to it than that. Alright guys, well, that is it for today's quick tip. I hope you learned something, and be sure to check out BleepinJeep.com, and we'll see you in the next video.